I thought the stadium was cool, though, actually, to be honest with you. It has a very unique architectural kind of feel. I'm sure you played in that stadium, Harry, the new stadium. But it's just interesting to be able to see how they fit the new stadium inside the old stadium, because I guess it was around 100 years, the old stadium, so it's a historical monument. And it was interesting to learn sitting in the box with some of the Chicago Bear people, and some of the ESPN people to learn about the stadium and learn about where they may go and why and all the different stuff. Have the real deep political corporate conversations, and I had to put on my corporate voice, and be.
Let me hear the corporate voice.
Yes, that is correct.
It's the laugh factor.
Oh, man.
So you guys are going out to the suburbs and acquiring some land, I see. I had the whole, you just nod. You nod.
Yeah. Oh, how do you do
it's
small
unfortunate.
talk?
You know the only thing I never liked
it was
about that
fine,
stadium,
man.
it was like the grass. Like you couldn't wear like your molded cleats. You had to wear like the screw ins.
Oh, I hated that when that happened.
But I always wore 7 studs, though.
Oh, I didn't know that, Key.
Yeah, I always 7 studs. I speed TDs was too
flimsy
for
fast guys. My bad, Key.
No. But see, it had nothing to do with being fast. That's psychological in your mind. That's psychological in your mind. You should be. I should be able to play with tennis shoes on, like I did at times on turf. I play with tennis shoes sometimes on field turf. It just depends on what surface you have, you little smart ass.
You know the dude who invented tennis shoes played on Key's 7-on-7 team, Harry. I don't know if you were aware of that. Hey, listen, guys, that was, what's crazy about last night, as ugly as it was and everything, you realize that in the end of the day, Justin Fields, 2 times, you could talk about the fact that they were inside the 5 and came away with 0 points 3 times. 3 times the game is unacceptable and they got to get better, blah, 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 blah. Twice at the end of the game, with the game on the line, a touchdown wins it. Justin Fields put the ball in the receiver's hands 2 times. One of them holds on to it. One of those catches is held on to, and you get your feet in. They weren't the easiest plays in the world, but they are makeable plays.
You got to make them.
And we're talking today about the fact.
What makes you think they wasn't easy, Max?
Listen, let me tell you what it looks like to me. If you're by the,
hey, look at Keith taking shots early this morning.
If you're
I just want to know what makes Max think
they were not easy. If the space in the end zone is running out and you got a defender on you, to me that is hard, right? It's happening.
In
fast,
other words,
he's
trying to say, Max, give me a time where you experienced that catch.
Well, I didn't say it was easy. I said it didn't look easy.
No, he didn't say it was easy. No,
did it look easy to you?
I think it wasn't. Man, any time it's in your catch radius and you put your hands on
you're responsible for it.
You got to catch it.
Yep. Absolutely, 100%.
Not just in your catch radius, but literally hit them in both hands, right? It was in their hands. But the point is, if either catch is held on to, guys, you know what we're talking about this morning? Not any of the ugliness. We're talking about somehow, some way, Justin Fields has brought this team to 3-3, to a 500 record after 6 weeks. Week 6 in the NFL with a nothing team. He brought him to 6-6. That's what the story would be today, guys.
Being there and watching it, you get a different view. And I always go to the what ifs. This could have happened, but it didn't. Okay, da-da-da. Justin Fields, at the end of the game, put the ball on the ground and became a running back. Now, I could always look at it at the game and say, if he'd have put the foot back in at the end, put his left foot in the ground and retraced to the right, he could have walked into the end zone. But I'm looking at it, or if I'd have said if he'd have lowered his shoulder, he probably could have got into the end zone. He was there at the 5-yard line. The play selection, in my opinion, in the last drive at the end of the game was one of the worst play selections that you could have in that situation. Whoever's calling the plays and whoever making those decisions, in my opinion, didn't put him in the best.
What was so bad about them, Key?
Well, first of all, you didn't run the ball at all.
Yeah.
You threw it 4 straight times. That's to start with. Okay? Not only that, you give no back shoulder fades. You didn't give no quick game. The flat pass to Mooney, that's a hard throw. That throw is hard because it has to be, the trajectory on it has to be such that you're putting it out in front of him and not slightly behind him, making him turn around, it's a hard throw for whoever the quarterback is in that situation. So, look, it hit his hands. He bobbled it twice. Therefore, it didn't land into the end zone. It allowed the defensive back to, once he bobbled, it allowed the defensive back to close on it, and then it fell out and he hit the ground. But I think when you look at it, that just goes to show you, on first down, I'm throwing a fade to Equanimeous St. Brown, okay? And he's got to go up and get it. But clearly, he's not the guy that they felt could do it. They don't have that guy on the roster. So when you're looking at the roster and you're looking at some of the players, you're like, well, okay, I see why they're not doing it. They don't have anything. They got one guy in Mooney, and he's a 2B guy at the position. He's not a 2A. He's not a 1. He's a 2B. So essentially, he's your third guy that needs to get bumped to a 2. If something happens to your 2, he can never be your true 1.
Well, Key, I'll say this, and we can point to all the plays at the end of the game in that series, but to me, it's what happens throughout the game. Where you go 0 for 3 in a red zone, and you don't even get 9 points at worst for those 3 trips. You get 0 points in the red zone, and you had the ball 3 separate times at the 5-yard line and in a tight red zone to go in and score. That's the deflating part about it all. And then you had a rookie receiver who muffed a punt and gave the Washington Commanders an opportunity to go down and score a touchdown. You look at all these things. You look at the sacks that they gave up. And I will say, one of those times that they did have the ball in the tight red zone, Justin Fields missed a throw to a wide-open guy. Mm-hmm. He can't miss that throw.
He has no margin for error. That's the problem. He's a rookie with zero margin for error,
about, Harry?
Given what they have.
You talking about the one to the tight end?
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta make that one.
See, you seeing it on television. I'm seeing it live, right? Mm-hmm. The tight end was running like he had gravy boots on. He act like he didn't know how to get to the – you know what you're supposed to do, Harry? Drop your head. You understand flight of the ball.
And dig.
Flight, dig, go. He did not – he running like he I was like, he ain't going to never get to the football. I sat there and told Shannon and them and my man, I'm like, he ain't going to never catch that. Look how he running. He's running scared. He's all tight running and like, drop your head, man. Dig into the football. Dig into the football. Drop your head. Dig into the football. Pump your. Look at it. Look at the shoulders. The shoulders is turned back. Your shoulders cannot be turned back at the quarterback. You're never going. Your momentum is going to slow down. That's all I'm saying.
I mean,
that's
Harry, it's like you play baseball, like the ball's hit over your head in center field. You turn around, drop your head, take 3 steps, then look over your shoulder, right? Like there's.
Well, it's just like on post routes. Like Harry, if you run a post in the field, you supposed to dig for about 5 to 8 yards, and then look up. Just don't look back at the quarterback because he don't have it. You got to look up in the sky, track it, and find it.
You know, Harry.
But he is a tight end now.
Shoulders.
It's a tight end.
I get that. I understand that, but I'm not watching Travis Kelce do that. He's a tight end. I'm not watching George Kittle do that. He's a tight end.
All right,
look who you named. Look who he named.
Here's the bottom line.
But my whole point of naming that, though, is that's what he's working with. He's not working with much.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the bottom line.
He had a deficiency, trust me, because he don't have the players.
Justin Fields very nearly led a team with nothing on it to 3-3 after 6 weeks, but they're 2-4. And the reason for that, you talk about muffed punt, guys dropping balls. You know what Carson Wentz didn't do last night?
Oh, my God. We're going to get on him.
But he didn't turn it over. How many times we talk about that? He didn't turn it over, and they won the game. He's now 7-0 on Thursday nights, Carson Wentz.
Don't make me throw up.
Be a part of Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max Nation on the Dr. Pepper call-in line. Call us at 888-SAY-ESPN, 888-729-3776. ESPN Nation's presented by Dr. Pepper and college football season without the delicious taste of an ice cold Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve. So, guys, is the AFC a 2-team race between Buffalo and Kansas City? After this word from